there, Ariana from Crafting Happiness here. In today's tutorial, I'm gonna show you how to make a popcorn garland. And this one is made out of two parts. You have the red berries and then the actual popcorn, and I'll show you the pattern for both. So let's get started. I've gathered my materials. You will need double knit yarn, white and red, with a matching hook, a 4mm crochet hook. You'll also need a sewing needle and some strong floss. I'm not exactly sure what kind of floss this is, but you can use anything from dental floss to fishing line, any strong yarn that doesn't break easily, and then scissors. And just for this tutorial you won't need them. I'm using stitch markers just to mark the stitches and show you exactly where each stitch goes, because white doesn't always translate the best on camera. Now we're gonna start with the popcorn. We start with a slip knot and then we chain 6. And then into the second chain from the hook make a slip stitch, and then into the same chain we will make a bubble stitch made out of 4 incomplete double crochet. So to do that, yarn over and insert your hook into that chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, and we only pull through the first 2 loops on your hook. And that's an incomplete double crochet. Now we need 4 of them, all into the same chain space. 3, 4. And now what we're gonna do is yarn over, pull through all, and into the same chain space make a slip stitch. And now once we're done with this chain, I'm gonna mark it because we will be crocheting inside of it again, but from the other side. So just mark it like that, and we continue with the next chain. All right, now into the next chain again, an incomplete 4 incomplete double crochet stitches, and we turn them into a bubble stitch. So let's make those. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn over, pull through all, and into the same chain space make a slip stitch. And again we will mark this chain just for you to know where we're gonna make the stitches on the other side. So the same chain, just mark it. All right, now we continue with the next bubble stitch, which is into the next chain. We will need to make 5 in totals because we have 5 chains, so 3 more. And I'm not gonna mark it. You can see the chain right there, the chain space. What we're gonna do is we worked on one side of the chain, we made 5 bubble stitches, turn your work around, and now we will crochet on the other side of the chain in those mark spaces like I said. And here you can actually see the chain is right here, and we make a bubble stitch in that space just like the other ones. It's a bit tricky, the very first one. Make sure you only do it through the first 2 loops on your hook. That's 1 bubble stitch, and then slip stitch into the same chain space. Now we move into the next chain. You already marked it, you can see it is right there. If you're not sure, just find the next bubble and its opposite the bubble. So that's how we're gonna make this. So take your marker out. You can see the space right here. And let's make another bubble stitch. And then slip stitch into the same chain space. Now your chain will curl because the bubbles are quite big. Don't worry about that. It's actually we want it to curl. Right, into the next chain space on the other side we are going to make another bubble stitch, and so on. So we're going to have 5 bubble stitches on one side and 5 on the opposite side of the chain, and we are done with it. This is what we have. That's the wrong side, this is the right side. You can see here bubble stitches on opposite sides of the chain. We have 5 on one side, 5 on the other side. Now let's cut the yarn. You don't need a long tail, and pull the yarn, and as you pull it, it will be on the wrong side of your work. And now I'll show you how to turn it into a popcorn. So as you can see, in between the bubbles you have these spaces. We are going to thread this tail through. So insert your hook in between and pull it through, and I'll go from behind between the next two and pull it on the other side. And now we go on a third one, find a space there and pull it through, and we do that on each space 5 times. 5 bubbles 5 times. So at the end it will come up on the same side with the tail, the other tail. And what we're gonna do is just pull this tail until it curls up into a popcorn, as you can see. And now simply use these 2 tails, make a double knot, quite tight, and this is your popcorn. Now you can use a needle. I use my hook, it's easier because it's right there, and just thread this. I'll hide the ends, just pull it slightly in and then cut what's on the outside. And here it is. These are our popcorns. And now I'm gonna show you how to make these red berries. We keep the same hook and we switch to red and start with a slip knot and then chain 1. And now into that chain we will make a bubble stitch made out of 6 incomplete double crochet. So it's a bit tricky, but only pull through the first 2 loops on your hook. So that's 2. 3. 4. 5. And last one, 6, and now yarn over pull through all 7 loops on your hook, and into that same chain make a slip stitch. And now all you have to do is cut the yarn. You don't need a long tail, and then pull through, and we use these 2 tails to make a knot, not very tight, don't make it too tight, make a double knot, and then just use your hook to pull the yarn inside, at least some of it, just to hide the tails. So pull it in like so. Okay, push it in there inside, don't let it come out, and then the other ends just cut them off. And if you have some tails left, you can just push them through like that. And this is how you make the berry. So now when you make a bunch of popcorns and red berries, you can turn them into a garland like this one. Use the floss and the sewing needle and just thread them through, alternate them, one red berry with a popcorn and so on. And you can make this garland as big as you like. Just make sure you use a strong floss so it won't break. And this is your end result, and these are about 3 centimeters in diameter, about an inch or so. You can make it bigger if you like with a thicker yarn and a bigger hook using this pattern. I made a giant one, but this is a different pattern for another time. But you can make them big like this and decorate wider, bigger spaces. So this is it. I hope you found my tutorial easy to follow. If you have any questions about this pattern, feel free to ask me in the comments below. I will also link in the description the written pattern for this on my blog. Happy crocheting!